There we go. Good evening, everyone. We're going to start in just a couple of moments here. So take the next handful of moments, get some food, get a drink. Make sure to bid on those items. Do that on your phone, of course. We're going to start in just a few moments here. So get what you need for the next half hour, 40 minutes or so. Good evening, everyone. I know we've still got some people in line for food and drinks. Please feel free, grab your final food and drinks. That's absolutely fine. Take care of what you need to. But we do want to get started just because we don't want to keep all of you here this evening any longer than we'd promised. So, on that note, welcome. It's fantastic to be here, and it is my distinct honor to welcome all of you to the 2022 Catholic Charities Helping Hands Gala. I'm Ethan Kibbe of Erie News Now. And before I go any further, I want to take a moment to greet all of you, both you here in person and those who are joining us via live stream tonight. We are so grateful to everybody who made a point of being a part of this special event this evening. It is such a pleasure, and I know I'm speaking for all of us in saying this. It is a pleasure to be here at Gannon University's Yale Ballroom. Look around. You are surrounded by more than 100 inspiring people doing positive and important work all over the Diocese of Erie. The following testimonial, signed simply from a woman named Anne, demonstrates a key aspect of the work of Catholic Charities in the Diocese of Erie. Anne stated, quote, St. Martin's and staff has made it possible for me to stand on my own 2 feet and helped me with rental assistance and then some. Think about that. Whether it's through help with securing a mortgage, a shelter for the homeless in Clearfield, classes designed to strengthen families in Farrell, food pantries, thrift shops, a wide array of counseling services sprinkled all throughout Northwest Pennsylvania, Catholic Charities is committed to addressing immediate needs and long-term problems, always in the name of Christ. As you might know, we're conducting a silent auction online tonight. You can see all the items over there. You can bid on your phone. If you're here tonight, there are directions in your program on your table of how to bid. If you're watching on our live stream from home, it's right there on your computer. Just click on an item you're interested in, read all the details, enter your bid, and click enter. Away you go. Your phone will light up, and very annoyingly, I can guarantee you, notify you when you've been outbid, which means you need to bid again. That's how you do your part to help us out tonight. So now I'd like to introduce Allie Samuels, our board chair, and Eric Dart, the board vice chair, who have some opening remarks for us tonight. Please help me welcome Allie and Eric.
Thank you, Ethan. Tonight we gathered to celebrate and support the work of Catholic Charities and to say thank you to all of those who contribute their time, talent, and treasure to realize a better society and to uphold the dignity of all human life. I'd like to begin with a few big thank yous. First, Bishop Persico. You continue to guide and support the work of Catholic Charities, both as a shepherd and as a collaborator. Thank you. I would also like to thank the directors, employees, and volunteers of all the Catholic Charities agencies. Finally, thank you to everyone here with us tonight, realizing our mission is only possible because of your commitment and generosity. To say the pandemic has been challenging would be an understatement. In these last few years, we have learned just how vulnerable and fragile so many aspects of our lives and communities really are. The pandemic has thrown fresh light on both the unimaginable needs that exist in our communities and the necessity of coming together for the sake of the most vulnerable. However, challenges are often opportunities for renewal and fresh thinking. For us on the board of Catholic Charities, we have committed ourselves to broaden both our understanding of charity and charitable outreach. Put simply, we believe that we can do more. And tonight, we want to invite you to join us as we work to make an expanded vision of Catholic Charities a reality.
As Eric said, Catholic Charities is in transition. It's the main reason why Eric and I are standing before you today. We are committed to seeing the expanded vision flourish because the diocese has already demonstrated the need. The Diocese of Erie covers over 10,000 square miles in 13 counties in Pennsylvania. There are 8 agencies that service the Diocese of Erie if we include ourselves. We evaluated what has been the board's mission, purpose, and structure, as well as what what we have accomplished and what we want to accomplish in the future. It all has come down to closing the gaps in service and helping more people in the diocesan communities. We are in the process of moving forward to include the betterment of the most vulnerable. We are currently searching nationally for a new executive director, have completed an administrative reorganization, which included the Office of Social Justice in Life, and hope to continue to improve agency outreach as we move forward. Now more than ever, we are grateful that you have chosen to be with us this evening, and we look forward to celebrating the service of Deacon Dick and Tammy Opolka, but also the mission of Catholic Charities and the works of the 7 agencies. There are 4 emergency assistance and work readiness agencies available. They are the Good Samaritan Center in Clearfield, St. Martin Center in Erie, Prince of Peace Center in Farrell, and St. Elizabeth Center in Oil City. We also have 2 residential care facilities that provide elder care, Christ the King Manor in DuBois and St. John the 23rd Home in Hermitage, and 1 community counseling and adoption services with offices in 6 locations known as Catholic Charities Counseling and Adoption Services. Those 7 agencies served nearly 34,000, an increase of 9,000 people from the prior year. That's a tremendous amount of effort and much thanks. So thank you to all of the people who are here today from those agencies. I would like to now introduce Aaron Tubbs as the Interim Director of Catholic Charities. Aaron has been serving in this capacity since June, when Ann Badick, who is retired tonight, who is also here. So we also like to thank Ann for her service. And I would like to bring Erin up with heartfelt thanks from the Board of Directors, because she has done a tremendous job leading the organization through the transition and making sure that the mission of Catholic Charities has been carried through on a daily basis, not only to the board, but to the agencies, the staff, and the support team. With warm thanks, we welcome Erin to the stage. Thank you, Erin.
Thank you, Allie, for that warm introduction, and thank you to all of our wonderful guests here with us this evening. With so many changes going on in our world, and especially in our little corner of the world, the continued support of so many familiar faces is truly comforting. And if this happens to be your first time here with us, welcome. As you heard from Eric and Allie, there is much work being done at Catholic Charities to bring a renewed efficiency, which will allow us to do more and do it even better. These past several months have brought about intentional conversations and some serious self-reflection from both the board and the staff of Catholic Charities. Healthy questions like, what is God calling us to be? And what are the developing needs in our community are being considered. But in the midst of all of that, the staff of Catholic Charities has continued to respond to the question, what is needed of me today? Like so many important things, the work of Catholic Charities can't be put on pause while the future is being discerned. Both are needed simultaneously. And the needs brought to us today and the response we have ready, or maybe don't in this moment, helps to inform the ongoing discernment of who we need to become. Our small but mighty and highly dedicated staff is navigating this transition with grace, while continuing to passionately provide retreats, diligently coordinate programs, compassionately connect those in need with the appropriate referrals, and meticulously plan fundraising events like this evening. I am so proud and beyond grateful for all of the wonderful support that Catholic Charities receives. Support from the staff who show up every day and give 110%. Support from the board members who have given so much extra time this year to guide this transition and support those of us in the office. Support from Gannon University and Dr. Keith Taylor, who are generously hosting us this evening. Support from Mike Multhaner, who provided our lovely background music for the cocktail hour. Support from the Erie Philharmonic Chamber Choir, who will entertain us all a little later on this evening. Support from the faithful sponsors and donors who trust us year after year to direct your dollars to those most in need. Thank you to all of our sponsors, whose names you will find in your program and on our screens. And especially our presenting sponsors, PNC Bank and Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield Allegheny Health Network. Proceeds from last year's event have been put to work across the 13 counties of our diocese to bring hope in challenging times. Your generosity last year has provided groceries that kept children from going hungry, and utility assistance that kept the light and heats on for families. It has provided interview-appropriate clothing for those seeking to improve their situation and move towards self-sufficiency. It has subsidized counseling services for those facing various forms of addiction, confronting mental health challenges, or striving to improve family or marital relationships amid the pressures of life, but who are unable to afford these services. Thousands of people breathe a little easier and trust a little more in the kindness of their neighbor because of you. And so I thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here this evening. And now it is my pleasure to invite Bishop Lawrence Persico to the stage.
Thank you, Aaron, and thank you also, Ethan, for being with us for the Helping Hands Gala. I am so grateful for the presence of each of you this evening. As some of you know, a week ago I celebrated 10 years as the Bishop of the Diocese of Erie. Serving as a pastor and an administrator in the Diocese of Greensburg, I never imagined what was in my future. I know people like to celebrate, but I very much chose to keep this milestone a bit under the radar. Because to be honest, as I consider the last 10 years, I know that it has been about our journey together as a diocese. I am here in the role to which I have been called. As every pastor I've worked with, as every sister and deacon I've encountered, as every lay person who participates in the life of his or her parish. So in truth, I am celebrating. And this evening's Helping Hands Gala is a wonderful expression, not only of the good we have accomplished together, but also the hope for our future. I always look forward to this occasion. The work of Catholic Charities is a bright spot in the ministry of the Diocese of Erie. I am especially pleased that we have been in a position to dream a bit as we plan for the future of Catholic Charities. I am looking forward to seeing how the groundwork we've been laying will integrate into our ministry. One aspect I do want to mention is that charity also includes both service and justice. This is why I have asked that our Office of Social Justice and Life remain with Catholic Charities going forward. Through your generosity and commitment, we are able to meet critical emergency needs, providing food, clothing, and assistance with housing, heating, and other essentials. But more importantly, we are able to address many of the root causes that result in those dire needs. Those who work with our agencies are compassionate professionals, deeply committed to finding long-term solutions to and empowering our clients. If you ask a young person what he or she wants to do as an adult, they often say they want to do something that helps others. They want to make a difference in the world. By your presence here tonight and by your ongoing support, you truly are making an impact on the people of Northwest Pennsylvania. This is what Christ calls us to do as church. And it's good to take a moment to celebrate what can happen when people are united by their belief in living out the gospel. Even as we enjoy this evening, we must rededicate ourselves to continue responding to this call. So, on behalf of all those who have needed assistance and benefited from your generosity, and also as your bishop, who is deeply grateful, and thank you again for your ongoing commitment. And now, let us ask the Lord to continue to bless us in our efforts. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Good and gracious God, we thank you for your presence with us this evening. Help us always to remember your directive to us, to care for the vulnerable and for those in most need. May we continue to be inspired by one another in word and deed. Bless our time together this night, and we ask especially that you bless those who rely on all of us to find hope in their lives. We ask this confidently in your Son, Jesus' name, amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Ethan?
At this time, I'd like to introduce the Erie Philharmonic Chamber Choir under the direction of Tom Brooks, who will entertain us with a performance designed just for this evening. As our performers come in and gather tonight, I'd ask you to take this opportunity to check out the incredible silent auction items that Catholic Charities has for you tonight. Again, they're all over here. You can view them on your phone. There's also a list on your table. There are so many to choose from. There's a private dinner with the bishop, a Josh Allen jersey, and as a Browns fan, I need to mention a Nick Chubb jersey as well. I think you'd look better in that one. There's all sorts of baskets and experiences. There's even a golf and dinner package to Conqua Club. Just a few items up here don't have any bids yet. Be that first bidder. You could get a great item at a terrific price. After the performance from the choir, we'll be closing the auction, so make sure you get your last-minute bids in so you don't miss out on your favorite items. And now, please welcome the Erie Philharmonic Chamber Choir.
That's all that I do have. Music the timely guide, music the timely guide. See when she comes, see when she comes, with flowery garlands crowned. We are the queens, we are the queens, we are. Then sang the shepherds and nymphs of Diana, nymphs of Diana. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your heart. For love is strong as death. For love is strong as death. As a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon love is strong as death. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown. Neither can the floods, neither can the floods, neither can the floods, neither can these drown. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your love is strong as death is strong as death. With me and in a world of pure imagination, take a look and you'll see into your imagination.
Please, one more time, because I guarantee you they can hear you as they walk out. Once more for the Erie Philharmonic Chamber Choir. As we bring our entertainment to a close, we'll also be closing the auction in just a couple minutes, so now is the time to place your last-minute bids. I've been outbid 3 times in the last 20 minutes. Please keep doing that. Place those last-minute bids before we close the auction. Over the years, Catholic Charities has held its flagship fundraising event under a variety of names. Many of you have probably enjoyed the Catholic Charities Ball in the past, or perhaps in recent years, you went to Club CC with a slightly different vibe. But throughout all of it, no matter the name, one highlight has always been the Helping Hands Honor. The honorees are selected each year for their commitment to church and community in the Diocese of Erie and beyond. In presenting this award tonight, we get to the very heart of what this organization is all about. So it's my pleasure now to ask Aaron Tubbs and Bishop Persico to come forward and introduce tonight's Helping Hands honorees.
It is truly my privilege to introduce to you the 2022 Helping Hands honorees. Deacon Richard and Tammy Apolka are actively involved in a variety of ways at their parish. Tammy shares her gift of music as a member of the choir and also serves as an extraordinary minister of Holy Communion. Deacon Dick has been a religious education instructor and a volunteer for the confirmation program. Following his ordination to the diaconate in 2010, he served the church first at St. Michael Parish in Emlenton. Now, he and Tammy minister to the families of St. Patrick in Franklin. Deacon Dick also has shared his expertise and wisdom through membership on several community boards over the years, including Galaxy Federal Credit Union, the Venango Catholic School System, and 3 different Catholic Charities Agency boards. Their selfless devotion to their family, their commitment to their parish community, and their wholehearted service to the greater community around them has left a lasting impression and inspired the admiration of many, as evidenced by those here this evening specifically to honor them. Please join me in congratulating Deacon Dick and Tammy Apolka.
I was looking through the book here with the pre-written speeches, and I don't have one. So I'm at a little bit of a loss for words. So I told my son that I would speak very shortly and briefly, and he said, "Fat chance of that, because I've been to your homilies." So, but what I'd like you all to do, if you would, take a deep breath. Look around. Look at all the other people who are here with you. And those are you who are at home, please look at each other if you would. Because tonight we are experiencing role reversal. We are here in your stead because it's you who are the true recipients of this award. We're here symbolically for you because with all of your efforts, the efforts of all the Catholic charities, organization, employees, and volunteers, none of this would be even reasonably achievable. We are just a token of all what goes on. And so I just want to thank all of you to allow us to be in your stead and to do some of the thanks. And I do apologize, I don't know who you want to thank. And there are many people I'm sure you want to thank who have helped you in all that you have done. So I'm going to thank a few people that have helped us. First of all, we want to thank God, because without him, none of this would have been possible. We wouldn't even be here. God is love, and what we do is an expression of his love. I want to thank Bishop Persico for allowing me to continue my ministry. I'd also like to thank Monsignor John Herbine, who is unable to be here because of his physical status. He's sort of grounded again at home. So he allowed me to do so many things and allowed Tammy to do so many things at St. Patrick Parish that we grew exponentially by being able to work with and for him. I'd also like to thank Ann Badak, who's in the back, because without her support and sometimes narrowed focus advice, we would have made a lot of missteps and footfalls. So thank you, Ann, for your guidance and support and all the learning that you have given me as being part of Catholic Charities organizations. And back at St. Patrick, this table over here, table number 3, those people are who support me in my ministry at St. Patrick, and I thank each and every one of you. I also thank Father James Campbell, our new pastor, because he's putting up with me and my sometimes senior moments where he said, "Well, you told me this and they told me that." And I said, "Well, obviously they're correct. I'm old." So we also want to pray tonight for all those who do everything. Silently, they do everything. They do everything and never get credit. So God bless them also. I saw a quote recently from St. John Chrysostom. And he said, "If you cannot find Christ in the beggar at the church door, you will not find him in the chalice of Christ's blood." We need to take that to heart, because without helping our neighbor, the second greatest command that Jesus ever gave us, we are failing what Jesus has put us on this planet for. And every time that I walk from where the presider's seat is in front of the tabernacle to proclaim the gospel, I say one small prayer to keep everything in perspective. For thy glory and not mine. And so on behalf of my wife, my family, I thank you all. And please, please keep considering and praying for our diocese and especially for our bishop in Catholic Charities. Thank you very much.
And please, one more round of applause for the Opolkas. A lifetime of work deserves a third round of applause. And now, once again, I'd like to welcome Allie and Eric back to the stage for some final remarks tonight.
As faithful donors and regular attendees of this event, many of you are well aware of the need for financial support, as we've talked about this evening. But that is not the only way to support Catholic Charities. We are in need of more helping hands from our community to help spread the work and the word that we do. If you are not already doing so, please follow us on Facebook and like and share our posts, or help us by joining our mailing list to get all of the latest newsletters and email updates. For your convenience, we've placed a button on our Gala website titled Become a Helping Hand Today. We couldn't do what we do without your support and without the many ways that you provide your helping hands to our community.
The Helping Hands Gala is currently Catholic Charities' leading source of revenue for the creation of our traditional biannual and emergency grants that address the growing challenges of Catholic Charities affiliates. Funds from corporate and individual sponsors, along with donations and monies raised during the auction, allow Catholic Charities and the affiliates to provide essential social, pastoral, and emergency services to people in need. Our affiliate agencies are challenged by limited fundraising resources and reduced external funding. They rely heavily on our grants provided by Catholic Charities to continue their work. Here are a few examples of how your donation can help. Your donation of $50 could feed a family of 4 for a week. Your donation of $100 could purchase a needed prescription for our neighbor. Your donation of $250 could help restore utilities for a single parent. Please consider joining me tonight in making a donation to help support the 34,000 individuals that come to Catholic Charities agencies every year. As you can see on our screens, that we're very close to our goal. You can help us exceed our goal. Even the smallest donations help those in need. If you didn't win the auction item of your choice, please consider that amount as your last bid, as your donation. Whether you are giving financially or signing up to be a helping hand, we appreciate your support and thank you for sharing our evening with us. Again, we truly appreciate you considering being with us here tonight. I know that there was many other things that you could be doing this evening, but we thank you for choosing to be here with us tonight. So thank you very, very much.
Now for some final instructions. Once the auction has closed, any items that haven't received a bid, and I think at most there's one of those. I checked a few minutes ago, and maybe even that item has a bid. But if there is one still without a bid, that item will become available for purchase immediately when we're done here tonight. So you could still walk home with that item that hasn't been bid upon. But the fact that there is just that one speaks to what you've done here tonight. A lot of items have been bid well over full market value. And that means that you're helping people who desperately, desperately need it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to click pay on your phone to pay for all of the items that you won or for any donations you made tonight. If you'd like to pay for your winnings in cash or with a check, you can go to the table located just outside the doors to the ballroom and pay there. And if you'd like to make a donation with cash or check, it's certainly not too late for that. That would be very, very much appreciated. There are envelopes and forms on your table for that. Please help us tonight. You know what the need is in our region. You can even fill out that form on your table, leave it right there. Volunteers will come around and pick it up. Please, please help us tonight. Tonight we celebrated with great food, with great friends, with phenomenal entertainment, and let's continue to remember why we gathered here tonight, be it in person or online, and that is to give thanks for all of the people who make the work of Catholic Charities possible and to continue helping those in our community who need our support so dearly. Have a wonderful evening tonight. God bless all of you, and thank you so much for coming.